I'll take the criticism, take it as a lesson learned.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 celebrities who got the last laugh on haters.
We provided additional information today about the site of my birth.
A silly moment in the match, but credit to Dani Alves. He gets on with it.
Not a lot of junior high school kids can dunk, especially at 5 foot.
But everybody tries, man.
For this list, we're looking at celebs and other famous individuals who took it on the chin, but got back in the ring and came out on top. Which celeb do you think got the best last laugh? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20, Gabourey Sidibe. This Twitter comeback is the stuff of legend. When Gabourey Sidibe attended the Golden Globes in 2014, she walked the red carpet in a shiny cream-colored gown. The outfit wasn't up to par for some, who criticized and insulted her via Twitter. Having enough experience of her own with rude and hateful comments, the American Horror Story star clapped back with this tweet, quote, "To people making mean comments about my GG pics, I most dev cried about it on that private jet on my way to my dream job last night." Boom. Roasted. Number 19, Iggy Azalea.
I should have known you were bad news from the bad boy demeanor and the tattoos.
The product of an internet feud to feast over, Snoop Dogg started it by posting an image of a woman without makeup and comparing her to Iggy, before stoking the fire further by sharing a meme in which Iggy's compared to Marlon Wayne's character in White Chicks.
Nah, yo, hold my poodle. Hold my poodle. Hey, yo, what's up? Y'all got a problem? Y'all want some of this? You want some of this, punk? What? What, boy, what?
Iggy initially looked lost, posting a series of defensive replies that were continually deleted, but then she hit a Halloween party dressed as the White Chicks character, and brilliantly put the whole thing to bed.
I'm so fancy, you already know.
Number 18, Barack Obama.
You know, if I ran a third time, it'd be sort of like doing a third Hangover movie. Didn't really work out very well, did it?
If there's one thing that sets Barack Obama's presidential term apart from the rest, it's his legendary after-dinner speeches.
Listen, you're in my house.
Few presidents come close to Obama in terms of charisma, with the world leader apparently a master at the charm offensive.
As many of you have been briefed, we provided additional information today about the site of my birth.
He even released his birth certificate in response to early opposition, before typically making a joke of that at the 2011 White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Fact is, I feel more loose and relaxed than ever. Those Joe Biden shoulder massages, they're like magic.
Routinely making light of his background, sarcastically self-analyzing, or turning major political issues into quick one-liners, Obama often wins with wit.
No one has seen this footage in 50 years. Not even me. But let's take a look.
Number 17, Megyn Kelly.
I am very grateful to NBC for this opportunity, and I am deeply thankful to Fox News for the wonderful 12 years I have had here.
Switching jobs is never easy, but when you work in the public eye and a former coworker publicly criticizes you, that makes it even more unpleasant. Considering Bill O'Reilly was putting Megyn Kelly down for speaking out about sexual harassment, something tells us that he actually made it a lot easier for Kelly to leave Fox News.
I mean, now I feel much more empowered. Back then I was like, I want this job, oh my God, I just got a job in TV.
Despite the then influential anchor's naysaying, she quickly landed a new job at NBC. Then in 2017, the tables were turned, and it was O'Reilly who found himself saying goodbye, and not by choice, amid allegations of sexual assault, which put his comments towards Kelly under a very different light. Number 16, Stephen King. From The Shining to The Shawshank Redemption and Pet Sematary, Stephen King's work ranks among the most popular books and movies ever. But they might never have come to life if it weren't for his 1974 novel Carrie, which was rejected as a manuscript a whopping 30 times. The horror tale was too much to handle for many publishers, who were, quote, not interested in science fiction which deals with negative utopias.
She read it after she fished it out and brushed off the cigarette butts. Yeah, she did.
King himself wasn't even fully sold on it either, and if it weren't for his wife Tabitha literally pulling the draft of Carrie out of the trash and demanding he finish it, it might never have existed.
She said it's not like your usual man fiction at all.
A king should never doubt himself. Number 15. Albert Einstein. Yes, even theoretical physicists have haters. This German icon wasn't always considered a genius, and in fact, many of his primary school teachers believed he had a learning disorder. He did not speak until the age of 4 and would later struggle to pick up reading and writing. There's even a widely circulated belief that he once failed a math class, but this has since been debunked. Regardless, the mind that would go on to develop the theory of relativity and countless other fundamentals was at one point a subject of debate and criticism. By today's standards, we might simply call him a late talker. Number 14. Anne Hathaway.
There was no ransom to be paid.
There seems to be an irrational amount of dislike floating around the internet about Miss Anne Hathaway. To some, the talented actress apparently comes across as cold and aloof.
See? And I'm just like, no, don't run out. There's photographers. You just made this so much more dramatic.
Seemingly aware of the reputation she's earned among people who've never actually met her, she took to the stage on Lip Sync Battle for a truly epic takedown, proving that she knows how to have fun and isn't as serious as everyone thinks. Like a wrecking ball, she helped destroy this presumed character flaw, and it certainly looks like she was having a good time doing it too. Number 13. Dani Alves.
No to racism.
An international sport still dealing with regular instances of racism, football continually finds itself as the subject of unwanted and uncomfortable headlines. However, during the 2013-2014 La Liga season in Spain, Brazilian international Dani Alves responded to the racists in a legendary way. When taking a corner, Alves had a banana thrown at him by an opposing fan.
A silly moment in the match, but credit to Dani Alves. He gets on with it.
Unsurprised and unabashed, the player swiftly picked it up, ate it, and continued playing. His action sparked an international social media campaign, and his abuser was eventually arrested. Back of the net. Number 12. Kristen Stewart.
I'm sure maybe some of you are surprised that I'm hosting because you think I'm a little too cool for school or something.
After starring in the young adult paranormal romance series Twilight, Stewart was labeled by some folks out there as a one-note actress.
If this is about my soul, take it. I don't want it without you.
Even for those who had seen her earlier work, the role of Bella Swan seemed uncharacteristically flat in her capable hands. However, once the romantic vampire franchise concluded, it was back to form for the young actress. In 2015, she became the first American woman to win the César Award for Best Actress for her part in Clouds of Sils Maria, proving to the world once again that she is anything but one note.
You know, I think that when you watch her in a movie like the one we saw tonight, there is no distance there.
Number 11. Sandra Bullock. If ever there's a stage for last laughs to be had, then it's the Razzie Awards. It was at this annual anti-Oscars ceremony that Sandra Bullock won Worst Actress for her 2009 role in All About Steve.
I think this is an extraordinary award, and I didn't realize that in Hollywood, that all you have to do is say you show up and then you get it.
The famously down-to-earth superstar showed she had style by first showing up to collect the award, then giving a DVD of the film to everyone in the audience, and then threatening to reread her script.
I'm willing to go through page by page my dialogue, so we're going to be here for a while.
A great sport. She won an Oscar for The Blind Side the very next day. Way to answer your critics.
Well, thank you. You obviously have excellent taste.
Number 10. Lil Nas X.
Got the horses in the bag, horse stock is attached.
This American rapper exploded into the music scene in 2019 with the mega hit Old Town Road. The song first became popular on TikTok, then ascended all the way to number 19 on the Billboard Hot Country chart before being disqualified on the grounds that it did not fit the definition of country music. The move sparked a heated debate over how music genres are defined, with many calling the song's removal discriminatory. Meanwhile, Old Town Road continued to skyrocket up the charts all the way to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, where it would remain for a record-breaking 19 weeks. The rest is history. Number 9. Michael Jordan.
Not a lot of junior high school kids can dunk, especially at 5 foot.
But everybody tries now.
To many, Michael Jordan is a name synonymous with basketball. However, this was not always the case. During his sophomore year of high school, Jordan tried out for the varsity basketball team. However, at 5 foot 11 inches, he was considered too short to play and was not selected. Determined, he simply responded by training harder. He made the junior varsity team, excelled, and grew 4 inches over the next year, which likely didn't hurt. The hard work and well-timed growth spurt paid off, and he was ultimately offered basketball scholarships from multiple schools. Just goes to show that if you want to succeed, you've got to be prepared to fail first.
Anyone lend me a pair of sneakers?
Number 8. Eminem. A notoriously outspoken performer, there aren't many sections of society that escape Eminem's controversial lyrics, some of which led the rapper to be labeled as homophobic in the early 2000s. Keen to clarify that while his words pack a punch, they don't promote prejudice, Slim Shady silenced critics in style at the 43rd Grammy Awards in 2001.
Truly yours, your biggest fan, this is Stan.
But he's gone cold, I'm wondering why.
By performing Stan alongside LGBTQ+ icon Elton John and then embracing him at the song's close, M showed his true hand, and we tip our hat to that. Number 7. Jennifer Aniston.
I kind of hit a wall. I was pretty raw at the time.
Breakups are never easy, but they're an absolute nightmare when you're under the public microscope. Worse still when people seem to like your cheating ex and their new flame.
All right, who would like some yams, Will?
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
For years after the divorce of Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt, and the formation of new power couple Brangelina, the tabloids could not let it go, continuing to drag out Aniston's connection to these two long after she'd moved on. While we're not saying it's a good thing when a relationship fails, and the reported conditions were especially sour, it was likely a relief for Aniston to have the spotlight shift when, in September 2016, after almost 12 years together, Pitt and Jolie filed for divorce.
It's just, again, we're seeing women through that very narrow lens of what we reduce down to just something that's, if we don't have a baby or a white picket fence or a husband, then we're useless.
Number 6. Beck.
I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me?
Beck is an artist so laid back he's practically lying down.
Cut me down to size, so I can fade inside.
A surprise winner of Album of the Year at the 57th Grammy Awards in 2015, the performer almost found himself being Taylor Swifted as Kanye West stormed towards Beck's microphone in protest.
I need some help. Come back.
The situation petered out quite peacefully, but Beck's reaction earned him a legendary last laugh.
I mean, he deserves to be on that stage just as much as anybody, right? How many great records has he put out in the last 5 years, right?
When interviewed afterwards, Beck praised Kanye as an artist and generally killed the rapper's ego with kindness. Number 5. Oprah Winfrey.
Originally, I was named from the Bible by Aunt Ida, who named me from Ruth, the 1st chapter and the 14th verse, Orpah.
This insightful and widely loved talk show host is now considered a role model and inspiration to millions. But before she was the Oprah, queen of all media, she was a young journalist trying to catch a break. Despite a troubled childhood, she worked hard to turn her life around. In 1976, she moved to Baltimore to co-anchor WJZ-TV 6 o'clock news, but a year later was fired from her job, basically being told she wasn't cut out for the chair. Despite the humiliation, she kept fighting and creating opportunities for herself, and has since gone on to become one of the most influential people in the world.
Someone gave it to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Number 4. Taylor Swift.
So take a look what you've done, 'cause baby now we got bad blood.
When Taylor Swift takes on internet trolls, she takes them to the cleaners. In 2012, a mean-spirited section of Reddit and 4chan looked to hijack an online competition that promised a performance at whichever school received the most votes. The trolls targeted the Horace Mann School for the Deaf, finding the prospect of live music for the hard of hearing apparently hilarious. However, the prank brilliantly backfired when it inspired $50,000 worth of donations to the school, $10,000 of which was pledged by Swift herself. Shake that off. 3. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He made it very clear that he has no interest in being involved. It is now my show. I'm the host. I'm the new boss, and I'm going to run this show.
When Arnold Schwarzenegger took over The Celebrity Apprentice, fans of the show had mixed feelings, including the show's former host, Donald Trump. When the network evaluations came in, the newly inaugurated president slammed Schwarzenegger, mocking him for the show's sliding ratings. Because, that's the sort of thing he should have been focusing on. In the end, however, it was the Governator who truly got the last laugh when he responded by pointing out Trump's low approval ratings as president.
Oh, Donald, the ratings are in, and you got swamped. Wow. Now you're in the 30s?
Number 2. Halle Berry.
Now keep it down.
We've all seen that Oscar acceptance speech, right?
Yeah.
The one where Halle Berry wins for her role in Monsters Ball and subsequently bawls her eyes out.
Good, but I did every single thing I could think to do.
Berry was ridiculed relentlessly for that, but she got her own back at the not-so-prestigious Razzies.
Catnip.
Her acceptance speech for Catwoman is a claws-out masterpiece in its own right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I never in my life thought I would be up here. Winning a Razzie!
Brilliantly parodying the Academy Awards, Berry takes the criticism thrown at her and turns it into hilarity. She really knows how to lose, and that's why she wins.
I'll do what my mother taught me, and I'll stand here graciously. I'll take the criticism, take it as a lesson learned, and I hope to God I never see these people ever again.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Beatles. Their songs have permeated the public consciousness. Even if you think you've never listened to them, sorry, you're wrong. To this day, the Beatles are recognized as one of the most influential bands of all time. However, not everyone saw the potential. In 1962, the fledgling band auditioned for Decca Records and was rejected on the grounds that, quote, guitar groups are on the way out.
Don't let me down.
Worse yet, they were also told the group had no future in music. The incident has gone on to be known as the biggest mistake in music history, because less than 2 years later, Beatlemania swept the globe. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.